I just recently hired a VA. This is like his second week now, maybe his first full week, but he's been no second week. He's been just like amazing and like just such an integral part of my life now.
Yeah,
Like
oh yeah.
organizing my emails in the morning and
That's
then
great.
going through. We have like a morning meeting and then an afternoon meeting, and we set the goals. Like he's taken over the Instagram, the Facebooks, like. He's going into my personal Facebook and messaging people from the Maryland Investors Network that are looking for contractors. And like all of those things are tasks that I was burning up time in front of my computer
Yep.
when I should be doing things like this and, out at events and meeting people or whatever else.
Yeah.
When did you make that decision to go VA or heavy on the VAs? And then did you hire, like I got mine through a like placement company. Is that kind of what you're doing as well through like placement companies essentially?
Yeah. So I would say like 2 years prior to COVID is when I started to think about it. So we're not very active. Like a lot of people know us because the internet. Like we're not out at events ever. I mean, I just met you guys. I've been around quite a while now. We just don't do that stuff. So we're very, we rely on SEO and we're more behind the scenes. It's wild. But 2 years prior to that, I started talking about it. Because I'm seeing it in the conference circuit and property management. I'm seeing all the big boys do this, and I'm just like, we're not ready for that. I don't like to be on the cutting edge of things. I think it can be lucrative, but you're playing a dangerous game when you go, even with ChatGPT, which I've largely implemented, but I waited 6 months. I'm like, let me make sure this isn't a waste of my time.
And the 4 version that you pay for is way better.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah,
it's great.
yeah.
It's great. We do our listings and all kinds of stuff with that. It's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I was talking about it for a while because margins, and I'm just looking at it. It's like owners are beating us up over management fees, like wanting to pay $100 flat when it's like, man, your rent's like $3,000. Like, you can pay more than that. 2, we can't run with $100 a month. It's not going to work. Having to pay the PM and all the rest of our team to do all the work. And so I started to think about it, but when COVID hit, it's like, okay, we have to do this now. We're watching other companies just get destroyed out there, and companies that are bigger than us, companies that are smaller than us. It got very expensive. Inflation went through the roof. Everything went up. You have to get your costs down somehow. And so naturally we went with the easiest things first. Like, what are the things that aren't as scary to do? And for us, it was entering bills, accounts payable. It's like, how hard could that be? I could do that at my house in my boxers, right? So why can't someone in Mexico do it in theirs?
Right.
So we started with accounting, and we stuck with accounting, and it was through a placement agency. We used 3 different ones initially, and it went pretty well. There was high turnover, crazy high turnover. And so our average staff member has been with our company for a little over 2 years, which is pretty solid. We were having PMs leave every month and accountants leaving every single month.
What was the reason for that?
It depends what country you're dealing with, to be honest with you. And I don't know how to say that nicely, but it's a culture thing, I feel like, largely. Like, for example, in the Philippines, it's just, there's more like obedience there. They're used to being treated much differently than we are here. And there's like issues with illnesses and things of that nature, like major crises are happening all the time. Natural disasters, typhoons.
It's
and
funny that my
power outages. And
my VA the other day is like telling me that they just had a freaking 7.2 earthquake.
He's
and
not lying.
They had
in
to
Mexico,
go
it
to
happens
like,
all the time.
They had to like go to like some shelter for a couple hours, and I'm like, holy shit, dude! You okay? He's like, yeah,
where was
back
he
at work
from?
now.
What
He's
country?
from the Philippines.
Oh,
Oh
Philippines.
yeah, dude.
Shout out to Carl.
Yeah, hey Carl. So there's literally been countless times that's happened, like where an owner will not the owner calling constantly, but we've had situations where an owner will call, hey, can't get in touch with so and so, and it's like, they're in the Philippines, man. There's blackout there right now. That's something you got to deal with. And so we learned. The first year was a massive learning experience. I think we did great, and I don't think we had much of an impact in terms of like losing property or pissing people off or anything like that. But you start to learn and you start to screen a whole lot better. And so what I did naturally is look at what all the staffing agencies are doing, just do it in-house and do it better. Screen the heck out of them. Make sure their internet is fast. Make sure they can type very fast. Make sure they can speak very good. Get introduction videos from them before you ever even call them and waste your time. Have them do write-ups about various different things to make sure they know what they're talking about. I don't care if they're actually using ChatGPT or not. You were smart enough to do it and send me the right information, weren't you? So that's kind of how I look at it. But our screening is heavy on that now. We use onlinejobs.ph is a really good website. It's like $99 a month, and you literally have profiles of people on there. And so if someone screws you over, go on there and put a post about it. Now their review is going to drop, and I'm not going to hire them because what happened to you. You know, you can't do that here, right? If only you could do that with 10 ends, right? Don't, you can't do it. America's different, but over there, it's different.
So what other countries do you have VAs in besides the Philippines?
So it started with the Philippines only. Then we went to Mexico. We're in Jamaica, Kenya. I think we have one in Egypt right now. Canada, we have one. It's maybe Britain or something. We're all over now.
Are there any areas that you find more beneficial based on the time zones and other reasons?
Yeah, so time zone doesn't matter because they're going to work our schedule, right? It is a problem with holidays and whatnot. And what I always tell them is, hey, we have these holidays off. You don't have to have the 4th of July off. It means nothing to you. That's totally fine. Take off your holiday, switch it up. No big deal. And then anytime somebody's off in our company, there's a backup. So, we may or may not let the owner know that depending on how long they're out. If they're out for a day, no need to let anyone know. Just if something comes in, they'll take care of it. If they're out for a month, well, yeah, we're going to communicate and make sure you know what's going on. So yeah, I mean, it just depends. It just depends on the area.